Hello there. I know that I promised you a video with the HKS storm, but it's winter and it's the best season for maintenance, for deep cleaning and maintenance of the vehicles. And I just finished and am about to finish also this car. This is the JQ Yellow Edition. Only the front shock is not ready. All the other parts are ready. And I decided to make a video about those cars because it's been a while. It's been 11 years that I have this car here. It's a great car, it's a great plastics, or the quality everywhere is top. I cannot complain about anything. And time is passing by. And this is the first car that JQ produced. I like his attitude. He is a dreamer and he makes a big dream come true. And I think we need a lot of more JQs like him. So I drove this car for about 11 years and I thought that I could share some thoughts with you. First of all, it's a great car. It's a buggy, it's a racing buggy. Of course, it doesn't mean that you cannot buy this just to bash around your area. Those cars are doing just fine in both. As you can see here in the front tower, it can take some beating. There are some marks and some scratches on the front shock tower, but everything is fine so far. It doesn't bend, it doesn't break or anything like this. I just broke the front bumper, but it was really hard and it took a lot of beatings. Everything else has some minor marks, I could say. There are no cracks, there is no bending, nothing. This car is complete since day one and I've been driving this for 11 years. It was 2012 that it was released, I believe, and later on, 1.5 or maybe almost 2 years later, JQ came with the white edition, and as a normal motorhead or petrolhead, whatever you want to say it, I just added the white edition too. So here we have both cars side by side, and JQ made some changes. As you can see, both start on the side with a drive shaft on the rear. The parts also look very similar. Again, this buggy has a great quality in plastics and in aluminium parts. They can take a lot of beating, and they changed also the whole area with the boxes. This is larger than this one, and JQ turned the center differential slightly to the middle so that this angle is getting more straight to the rear, as you can see. So what was the result of all that? We have a smaller shock tower here in the front. This is a larger one. On the back we have also a different, this is also a smaller part compared to this one, and generally you can adjust more to this car than in this car. So the yellow car is about being quick, find a good setup, and especially if it's just a Sunday morning to go around and burn some nitro, it's getting really quick. You're getting really quick on the top of this car. But this car is very nervous, I could say. So I thought maybe it also increased my level of driving. I got a better driver with this car because the way it drives, at some point you need to have the nerve to predict some nervous reactions. This is a more stable car. It's if you find the setup, you have a lot of holes on the bones of the tire compared to this one, but also on the shock towers, in the front and the rear. Of course, the lower bones also, and you can make you can play with more angles to this car. In the shocks, the tower here in the differential is a little bit different, and the angle, if you see on the engine, this is going straight to the tower. at this area, it has a slightly angle. By this way, the engine is sitting more to the center, but allows also the shafts to be almost 100 degrees straight. Right here we have around 170 or 75 degrees. It goes like this. Of course, it allows to have a larger drive shaft here and to have a different layout. I believe this servo, the throttle brake servo, is more to the inside of the car, to the middle, so that you have more. The more things you pack into the middle, the better stability you have, especially in the corners. You can run with more speed in the corners, so this car should be quicker at some corners. Because I couldn't say that this car is slow. I never raced this car in a track, especially in races or something like this, but that could be done. Those cars are very, very quick, especially if you have a good motor and good servos. Be careful, you need good servos to both of those cars, especially the steering servo, because you are getting really quick on top of those cars, and you are going to decrease some lap times, that's for sure. So I thought I'd make this video about those two cars because as we all know, JQ made a hold on his production cars. The company still exists, the brand still exists. There are a lot of spare parts for these cars, even online on the official site, but also as used parts. So I thought I'd make a video about this and share my thoughts with you. What is my conclusion about those cars? Which do I like it better? Well, I don't know. They are certainly both very fun to drive, and they are very easy to maintain. They cost me not much trouble. I could say they cost me no trouble at all. I never had to replace any parts or something. So I will say to the character of both cars something. If I would like to have more fun with friends in an area, it's around more easily. It's more easily to come to a setup conclusion. But if I would like to go racing, seriously racing, I would choose the white edition because there are more adjustments on the bones, on the shock, on the rear and the shock front shock tower, but also on the angles you can choose for the shocks. So I couldn't really choose. If I have to take one, it was my last wish, and take just one of those buggies, it would be very difficult to choose one of those. It would depend of what would come after. If there was a playfield, I would choose the yellow edition. If I have to go to the track, I would choose the white edition. It doesn't mean that this yellow edition is slower than the white edition, but the white edition might take some of your mistakes off. The yellow edition not. You have to be fully concentrated and be right there on the car. Otherwise, there is no chance that you are going to finish a race. Well, you are going to finish, of course, but not in a high position, and you are not going to bring those time down. But so it's up in a matter of taste, I would say. Visually, I like both cars. They look really good, especially this orange anodized rings and the shims and everything. It's a great touch from JQ. I like it from the beginning. Also the rear wing, it's something very different, and it's I believe a great design. It helps a lot while jumping. The stability in the air of the car has to do a lot with the rear wing, and in this case both cars are very good. So you just need to be careful with the throttle and the brake, and the car is doing the rest. So I don't know. It's up to anybody's taste. So if I wanted to have more fun on a Sunday noon or morning, I would choose the yellow edition definitely. But if I would like to go racing, I would like to have it a little bit easier, so I would choose the white edition. That's all my thoughts. If you have experience with JQ cars, maybe you can leave some comments below and we can have a chat. So thank you very much for watching. Keep on nitro racing. Bye.